So Cannizaro's reaction is only carried out by aldehydes, and only specific aldehydes in this case, which do not have an alpha hydrogen. In aldol condensation, we see that it is carried out by both aldehydes and ketones that have alpha hydrogen. Now this one is carried out by only aldehydes that do not have alpha hydrogen. So what are these aldehydes? These are formaldehyde and benzaldehyde, because in the ring the carbon attached to the carbonyl is actually bonded to other carbon atoms and not hydrogen. So this is also called a disproportionation reaction, meaning the same element is being oxidized as well as reduced. Now this reaction also occurs in strongly basic medium. Either 50% aqueous solution of NaOH, aqueous solution of NaOH, or KOH, which is sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide. Now if we see what we're talking about here is, if we take an example of two benzaldehydes, and what we get here is a benzyl alcohol, and what we also get here is sodium benzoate and a benzyl alcohol. The reaction mechanism actually withholds, let me just, so what's going to happen is, in NaOH 10%, 50% aqueous solution actually, this proportionation reaction will occur and it will form these two following. So this is a salt of an acid. Now if we see the mechanism, so the mechanism is that the formaldehyde molecule will shift its shared electrons towards the oxygen, and base will attack to this carbon and it will form a hydrated anion. This hydrated anion will combine with another formaldehyde molecule. So what will happen is, this hydride ion, this one hydride ion will shift and it will form a hydride, and then what will happen is, these electrons will shift over here, and then this will become positive, and then this hydride ion will be combining to this carbon, and then this negative charge will shift over here, and then we will have is, what we have is OH minus. So now this is, it needs, what it needs is hydrogen. So what will happen is, this hydrogen will give off its electrons and become positive, and then this will become a Formica, and this hydrogen will combine and form methanol. This Formica will combine with a base, and the positive sodium part will attach to over here, and then what we have is sodium formate and methanol. Now if we see that the same will happen with two benzaldehyde molecules, so if we write it out like this, in the presence of a base, 50% aqueous base, what will happen is, salt of an acid will form, like salt of formaldehyde formed over here. Salt of an acid will form, which will be the reduced version of it. Forgot to mention this. And methanol, which is the